A Fredericksburg man is hoping a conviction from nearly 20 years ago will no longer hold him back. Rudy Carey has filed a lawsuit to work as a substance abuse counselor despite having what Virginia calls a barrier crime on his record. On your side at 6, Jasmine Turner shows us how the General Assembly is studying and passing legislation to lift some of these barriers to employment.
Hey, you can't keep holding this black cloud over us. We're not those people anymore.
Rudy Carey continues to wait to see what will happen with a lawsuit he filed in federal court. He's working hard to make things right after a 2004 arrest.
I tried to resist arrest, and in so doing, I struck the officer. And that has been the black eye of my life, or the black cloud over my life since then.
He served almost 3 years in prison and got clean from drugs. Carey then went to school to become a substance abuse counselor. He worked at a treatment facility for 5 years until they let him go.
I love what I do, and I just want to do it again.
The facility didn't realize his assault charge is one of more than 150 barrier crimes in Virginia that prevent Carey from working in a direct care position as a counselor. Today, he is a truck driver, but longs to be a counselor.
Today, there's no way to get the legal barrier to employment lifted. Even if the governor pardons you, that's not the basis for which you can go get that job. So we have people that, for example, are former drug users who want to counsel, be licensed counselors to counsel drug users. They're not allowed to be employed in that profession because of their prior conviction, which is crazy.
While Carey waits for his day in court, Senator Scott Surville says there is a push for changes in the General Assembly.
So we're trying to create a relief process where if somebody has a conviction, especially a really old one, they can apply with a particular agency to get a waiver so they can be employed in a certain profession.
Surville is a member of the Barrier Crimes and Criminal History Records Check Joint Subcommittee. He says the subcommittee has come up with a legislative proposal for the next session, but in 2021, Senate Bill 1339 passed.
We also created a separate relief process for barrier crimes in the 2021 session, which nobody really talks about. I don't think a lot of people realize, but in the legislation that we passed, which created a whole new process for sealing both misdemeanors and some minor felony convictions. If a judge grants that sealing petition, it operates to lift any barriers on employment there are.
The expungement and sealing of police and court records bill was adopted into law but won't go into full effect until 2025.
I'm very frustrated that it takes so long to implement it. We have a lot of different computer systems that have to be able to talk to each other.
The senator describes the process as unringing a bell. As an attorney, he's seen people like Carey turn their lives around, and Surville says they deserve a chance to have barriers lifted so they can make a difference.
Often it's not fair. I think it's important that our system have the flexibility to accommodate the changes that people can make, especially once they've paid their time and shown that they can be a good citizen.
And in a statement, the Virginia Legislative Black Caucus says it is working through that barrier crimes subcommittee to get things done at the legislative level, and also says reform is long overdue in Virginia. On your side, Jasmine Turner, NBC 12.
All righty. Thank you, Jasmine. And the On Your Side investigators want to hear your ideas for stories. You can send an email to investigators@NBC12.com.